Rochelle here, and this is Al, and we are so excited to be with you again.
Rochelle, I don't know if you know, but it's episode 5, our last episode in our series, The Man with 100 Names. Now, in this episode, Jesus calls himself, well, let me go to the Bible because that's where he says it. John 14, Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. We're going to look at what Jesus means when he calls himself that in a little bit. And then, before I forget, then we're going to go to activity time with Matt. We're going to go to treasure verse with Paul. We're going to sing some cool songs. And that'll be the episode.
That sounds awesome. I'm super excited. But Al, before we get to that, we need to find out who won our colouring in competition.
Who won? Who won?
It was a tough choice. Do you know that we had so many entries? You guys did such a great job. And we want to show you some of the pages that you sent through. See if you can spot yours.
See if you can see it.
Let's check it out. Guys, but I want to find out who the winner is.
Yes.
Should we do a drum roll? We need you guys to help Al do a drum roll, and I
just drum on your legs.
am going to
You ready?
Reveal the winner.
Here we go.
Ruby!
Oh, Ruby, good job.
Ruby. Everyone give Ruby an air high five. Ready? And well done, Ruby. Such a great job. Let's check out Ruby's colouring in. I want to have a look at it.
Check out Ruby's one. Look at her colour work. It's amazing. She stayed in the lines like it's a computer, perfectly staying in the lines. We love her colours. We love her creativity. Ruby, you did a great job. Now, the book, Goodbye to Goodbyes, it's going to be coming to you soon. You'll have it in your hands, and we hope you enjoy it.
All right, guys. Well done, Ruby, and let's get going in our episode.
You guys want to play another round?
Radio, partner.
I'm in.
Y'all hear the rumor? A man with 100 names is coming to town.
There ain't no man with 100 names. 3 names, 4, but 100? That's ridiculous.
So it's one, old man, but I hear he's real.
I never heard of a man with 100 names. Why's he got so many names?
Because he's no ordinary man. I hear that every one of his names speaks of his greatness.
Who is that? It's him. It's him.
The man with 100 names.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah. Straight out of the gates. Champion. Ooh. Let's go right, yep. Right again. Nice, knocked him out. Come on, coin. Yeah, boy, fly! Go in second place. Going good. First place. Oh, yeah, okay. Let me pause that. Guys, I'm actually just playing Mario Kart. And as I was playing Mario Kart, I realized that you can go left and you can go right. So in Mario Kart, when I'm driving, it doesn't matter if I go left at the arrow or right at the arrow, they all get to the same finish line. Doesn't matter which one I take, they all get to the same finish line. Now, some people think that God is a little bit like this game in Mario Kart. It doesn't matter which way you take, there are many ways to Him, and it doesn't matter which way you take, they all get to God. Now, let me show you the picture. It's going to hopefully come up here. See, all the little arrows, there's many arrows in the game. People think there's all these different ways to God. Now, what does Jesus say? Well, actually, one day, one of Jesus' friends, let me get my Bible, put that down gently. Yep. Let me get the Bible. One day, one of Jesus' friends came to him. His name was Thomas, and he asked Jesus, what is the way to God? Is the way to God many? Is the way to God this way? And this is what Jesus said in John 14, verse 6. Let me read it to you. Jesus answered, he said, I am the way and the truth and the life. And he said, no one comes to the Father except through me. See, Jesus says that's not true. There's not many ways to God. There's only one way. Some people say you just get to pick one of the many ways. Jesus says that's not true. Now, some people think Jesus says that he's a way. No, Jesus doesn't say he's a way. Some people think Jesus said he's one of the ways. No, Jesus is not one of the ways. Jesus is saying that Jesus is the one way to God. Let me show you something that might help. Ooh, here it is. I couldn't actually even fit this into my question box. But this is a one-way sign. I'm not sure if you've seen any of these before. Sometimes when you're driving, you'll see them on the side of the road. Now, usually when you get to a road, it's a bit like Mario Kart. You get to choose whether you want to go left or whether you want to go right. But when there's one of these, you don't get to choose. You have to follow the arrow. And if you don't follow the arrow, you're going in the wrong way and you might even crash. But usually you get to choose left or right. Now, when Rochelle and I, we drive to the shops, she takes her own way. And when I drive to the shops, I take my own way. And we're always arguing, Rochelle, my way's better than yours. And Rochelle says, no, my way's better. But I'm like, my way doesn't go to that weird traffic light where you sit forever. But when one of these, when a one-way sign gets in the road, it means that none of us get to choose which way we go. We have to follow the arrow. Now, that's what Jesus says about God. He says that he is the one way to God. That means no other way will get you to God. Jesus says this, no one, I'm going to put that down. Jesus says, no one comes to the Father except through me. That means if you follow any other way, you will never, ever get to God. But let me show you some of the other ways that people try and get to God. Ooh, what's in here? First one. Oh, yeah, a lot of people, they try this way. They try the book of rules, and they think this will get them to God. Let me have a look here. Oh, it says, do this, and don't do that, and never ever pick your nose in public. But Jesus says, no one comes to the Father except through me. That means the book of rules will not get you to God. But there are other ways that people try and get to God. Let me show you. Ooh, this one. Oh, yummy, chocky. Oh, but it says, be nice and share. Yeah, that's because some people, they think the way to God is to be nice. And that means sharing your chocky. So you're going to get a chocky, you have to share it with your brother or sister. Or when you see mom doing the dishes, you might have to go and help. You have to be nice. But what did Jesus say? Jesus says, I am the one way. I am the way. That means even if you're the nicest person in the whole world, it won't get you to God. Now, here's one more. Oh, it's a sheet that says rule. I know. What some people do is they go, and they tear it up and they say, you don't have to follow what other people say. You just get to make your own way. Pick a way, make your own way, because every way gets to God. But you remember what Jesus said? Jesus said, I am the way, and then he said, I am the truth. That means every other way is actually not the truth. It's the wrong way, and it won't get you to God. Now, some people go, why is only Jesus the way to God? Why can't other ways be the way to God? Why is only Jesus the way to God? Now, I've got something in the box that will help us. Here, see this? Some tape. You know what this tape means? It means blocked off. See, the way to God has been blocked. Let me quickly put this tape up. 1 second. Perfect. See, when you see this tape, it means the way is blocked. You can't come in. It says stop. Now, the way to God is blocked. Now, it's not actually tape that blocks us from God. Jesus teaches that it's sin. Sin blocks us from God. And we were the ones who ignored God and made us a block between us and God. But God is so kind. He wants to be with us so much that he sent Jesus. Why? So that Jesus can come and make a way. Jesus is the one way. That's why he's the one way. Jesus is the one way. Why? Because he opened the way to God. Let me flip this. You ready? It's a cross. See, When Jesus died on the cross, he opened the way to God. There was no way before Jesus. Jesus had to come die for our sin. So when he was on the cross, he took all of our sin and he was punished. And then now the way to God can be opened. Now some people go, couldn't God have made a way back to him without letting Jesus die on the cross? And actually, that's a really good question. Jesus asked the same question. One night, he was praying. He said, Father, is it possible to help people get back to you without dying? And the answer was no. Jesus had to die because our sin had to be dealt with. It's the only way that people can go back to God. Let me put that down. Again, second time, down. God had to deal with our sin. So when Jesus died on the cross, imagine the way is blocked. He opened a way. Actually, I got some scissors here. Watch this. When Jesus died, he opened the way back to God. See, if Jesus had never died, then the way to God would never be open. But because Jesus died, the way to God is open. And you know what? That means everyone in the whole world can now come to God. That's why God sent Jesus, so that as many people as want to can come to God. Now, some people say, I don't really like when Jesus says he's the one way. That feels a bit rude. But actually, Jesus tells us he's the one way to God. You know why? Because he doesn't want people to go in the wrong way and never have life. He wants people to come to him and have life with God forever. Remember, this is what Jesus said. Jesus said, I am the way and the truth. And then the last bit, he said, I am the life. See, if you come to Jesus and you use his way to God, you will have life forever with God. Now, all we have to do, this is very easy. All we have to do is we have to come to Jesus and Jesus, please forgive my sin and help me get to God. And you know what Jesus says? I will help anyone who does that. Anyone, even if you live in another part of the world. Now, I'm going to pray. I'm going to ask God to help us, to ask Jesus to take away our sin and to take us to God. Let me pray. Father God, thank you so much that you sent Jesus for us. Jesus, please take away our sin and help us to get to God. Help us to follow you and not any other way. Amen. So remember, Jesus, is the one way to God. Now we're going to sing a song, so you might want to move some things out of the way. We're going to sing a song called Home. And it's about how Jesus, he's taking us back to God. He's the one way taking us back to God. Let's sing.
Yes, I am running. Won't be long till I am home. Yes, I am running. Jesus, bring me safely home. Jesus, lead me day by day. Fix my eyes upon your face. Guide my feet, Lord, as I run. Hold me, Savior, in your love. Jesus, keep me free from sin. Help me fight the war within. Shield me now from fear and doubt. Break these chains that weigh me down. Oh, we sing together now. Yes, I am running. Won't be long till I am home. Yes, I am running. Jesus, bring me safely home.
Guess who's back? This guy. Roll the clip.
Treasure verse.
Hi guys, you know what time it is? It's time for the treasure verse. Now I don't know about you, but I've been practicing this week. Let's say it together on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Therefore God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name above every name. Wow, isn't that amazing? Awesome work, guys. But this is the last week that Philippians 2:9 is our treasure verse. But it doesn't mean that we can stop treasuring it. In fact, I have something to help us treasure this verse for the rest of the year. Look at this. I have this colouring in sheet. I want you guys to make it as colourful as possible and put it up on your wall. So whenever you walk past it, bang, it catches your eyes and you remember the verse. But you don't only remember the verse, you remember what it means. That's the important part. You see, therefore God, that's our bridge. That brings us into the verse, has exalted him. Remember, Jesus has been lifted to where? To the highest place, the very throne of God, and has been given the name above every name. That means that Jesus is the King of the world. Now, guys, use as much color as possible. Make sure it stands out so that every time you walk past it, you remember the verse and it helps you to treasure it. Now, there's something else that helps us remember this verse. That's the treasure verse song, and we're going to sing that now.
Therefore God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name above every name, the name above every name. Therefore God exalted him to the highest place and gave him the name above every name, the name above every name. The name above every name, the name above every name.
Hey guys, how good was that dancing? We're going to run through our craft time now, and we've got 3 different activities to go through today. First one, as usual, we have a fantastic colouring to go through. And it looks amazing, don't you reckon? So that's our first one. Second one, check this out. You ready? A word search. The man with 100 names. I didn't quite get 100 on there because that makes an awfully large word search. So have some fun with that. And to be honest, I'm actually going to be going home and doing that one, because that looks awesome fun. But to help us remember Al's talk today, Jesus is the way, the one way, we've got this little guy to go through. Check it out, you ready? Slide him in and out. So John 14, it's our memory verse. We slide him back in, boom. Oh, there we go. The way, the truth, the life. So let me get all the things ready that we're gonna need to go through that, and then you guys can go run off and get them. Now, in the description below, we're gonna have a link to these sheets. So we've done all the hard work for you. So get mum and dad to go and print these out. We're gonna need those 2 sheets. We're gonna need some scissors, some textures to color, whatever colors you like, and some sticky tape. Go grab them now. Cool, all right, let's get into it. So, first thing we're gonna do, this guy, grab your sheet. We're gonna fold him in half. Let's fold it so we can see what we're folding. Now there's gonna be a couple of steps where we're gonna do some cutting, but we've just gotta make sure we cut it in the right order. So now that we've folded him right down the middle, we're just gonna leave him folded together, and we're gonna cut off down this side here. That pretty little blue symbol, she's going. We're not gonna use her today. Done, okay. Now, the next part, we're gonna go back to our other sheet of paper, chuck him down, fold this one actually. So this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Get your blue symbol at the bottom. We're not gonna fold it in half. We're gonna come up a little bit. Maybe I'll draw a line there. This will make it easier to see. So I'll put a big line under there. Now, that there is perfectly in half. So come up just a little bit, maybe half a fingernail or something. And then, oh yeah, big fold right down the middle. I would even pull it up and run your fingernail on it because we need to cut this one. We want to cut that right across the middle there. Or rip it. I'm just going to rip it. I found out when I was younger, it's way easier to do this. And straighter. Cool. Now, this one's going to be like a little monster. He's going to open up. We're going to chuck this one inside him. Now on this side here, we want them both to finish flat together. Close him up, get your scissors out. Now we're gonna cut the front of our sign. So if we put the middle one in there and we cut them at the same time, it means they're gonna be exactly the same shape, which for someone like me, who likes things to be very straight, I walk away from this a happy man. Now we get to color in our sign. You can be as imaginative, as creative as you like. You can put stickers on it. You can do a blue sign, a red sign, whatever you like. I'm gonna start with a little bit of red today. Yeah, here we go, here we go. I must say, these are really thick textures. But man, they're good to draw. Yeah, here we go, looking good, looking good. Hope you guys are having some good holidays. I must say, it must be a bit different since we're all just hanging around at home a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna do 2 arrows today on this one. I sure hope it's been a blast for you guys, getting to just spend a heap of extra time together with your family. It's been pretty cool that we can still catch up with you. Even though we don't get to hang out in the same building, we still get to come into your homes, which is super awesome. Cool bananas. 2 red arrows. Let us draw. I'm going to draw a pattern around the outside in a blue color. Now I've got a little girl. She's 3, and I tell you what, the moment I said the word sticker, she would be all over that. Yep, she would be covering this thing in stickers. Here's a question for you. You guys remember at the beginning of the talk, Al told us Jesus is the way, the one way, the only way. Do you reckon he won his Mario Kart game? Yeah, I don't know. One of life's big questions. Fortunately, we don't have to wonder how we can get back with God. Yeah. How great is that news? Oh. Cool bananas. Now, I'm just gonna do around here, around these windows that we'll cut out later, I'm just gonna do some, I don't know, some shining lights or something. Just so we get a little bit more pizzazz coming out of it. Pizzazz, I bet you guys don't hear that word very often. Yeah, me neither. And we're almost done as well, which is pretty cool. All we got to do is some more little cutouts, and then we're kind of there. It looks very American, doesn't it? Blue and red, yeah. Didn't think that one through. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. One more to go, one more. Purple, yep. I like purple on my colouring in. Here we go, just big lines, little lines. There we go. Cool, all right. So now we're gonna cut out these little windows. Now there's two ways you can do it. You can try and be really tricky and just cut in the middle, but that can be a bit difficult. So here's what I'm gonna do. On one side, I'm gonna do a cut straight up to it. But that's okay, because later we can put a bit of sticky tape over it and that'll stick it together. Wow, I don't know about you guys, but these are a monstrous pair of scissors. So good for cutting with, but man. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be paper with a pair of these scissors hanging around. 1, 2, here we go, lucky last. That's it, breathing. It's all in the breathing. It's not really, but it's helping me cut straight. Let's put that back in the middle of the camera, shall we? Cool, all right, check it out. So now, just to test it, we can open him up, put our other sheet in the middle there, fold it over. All of a sudden, the words line up. But we're not quite there. Grab your sticky tape, we'll take him out for a moment. Now, if you did the cuts like me, you probably need 3 pieces of tape. All we're gonna do is right where your cut is, bit of tape over him like that, and then that just simply goes around the back. 1, 2, I don't like messy work environments, I'll just move them out of the way. 1, 2, 3, you beauty. Now, here we go, let's slide him in. Let's just make sure that we've got it working awesome. Check it out, pretty cool. Now what we can quickly do is colour in the letters there. You guys can pick any colour you like, and on my first one, maybe a bit hard to see, but I actually drew little pictures in there to represent those pictures as well. So under way, I've got a road, you could draw a sign. For truth, I've got the Bible, and life. How does Jesus give us life? Yeah, it's through the cross, you got it. So that's our craft for today, guys. Hope you had a lot of fun with it. I did. We'll catch you soon.
Hey guys, we hope that you've enjoyed this episode as much as we did. Remember, Jesus is the one way to God. Now, Rochelle, can you tell us about the challenge?
Yes, guys, don't forget, keep sending in your videos of you doing your handshake for the handshake challenge, because Maddie and Paul need a new handshake. Guys, you can send it in to kids@northcoastchurch.org.au. We can't wait to see them. Have a great wait.
Great wait. See you next week.
Philippians
Yes!
1. Hey,
1, 2, 1.